Just before the events start tonight, the 50th anniversary for the club, we're going to induct Michael Argus, Uzo as he's better known as a life member. Should be a fantastic night. 50 years, so 5 decades of people, and they're all, as you can see, moving in to the event. Looking forward to meeting a lot of old faces and hopefully meeting some new ones as well.
It is a celebration tonight, as I mentioned, and we're going to reminisce about the good times and the bad times that you've been through in the club over the last 50 years. A couple of other special little things are going to happen during the night, so be prepared for some surprises. Be prepared for some speeches. Be prepared for some probably use of foul language. What are they on SBS? The use of foul language, nudity and all that may occur in this room tonight, with any luck at all. The first order of the night, of course, is to welcome everybody officially. So to do that, who better could we get? Well, we couldn't get anyone else. So unfortunately, we've got the latest member of the UN. That's the umpires negotiators. It's the president of your football club, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Gretsch.
For these people that don't know me from the 50s and 60s, I had hair until today. Jeez, it was windy at the footy. All right, I'd like to welcome everyone here, but a special welcome to our live members. So please bear with me because there are a lot of them here. Peter Evans, Terry County, Michael Payne, Michael Hayes, Peter Hockey, Gary Connor, Debbie Connor, Mark Gretsch, Dick Spitz, Tommy Orchard, Billy O'Keefe, Barry Williams, Mick Laffin, Dave Thurwell, Kerry Kavanagh, Greg Waring, John Heddich, Darren Green, Craig Ryan, Jan Schwartz, Gary Toomey, Netta Brewis, Ray Kavanagh, Brenda Murphy, Wayne Bouchard, Lenny Croft, Colin Green, Nathan Wilson, Ben Davis, Brian Hocking, and our newest life member, Michael Argus. Please stand up if we've left you off the list. Well done, Deb. Also, we'd like to recognise the people who made our team of the century. Billy Flight, Steve Maloney, Ray Kavanagh, Andrew Pritchard, David Darcy, Mick Kelly, Frank Pavlovitz, Terry Toomey, Greg Waring, John Brewis, Tony McEnany, Andrew Cox, Benny Davis, and the coach, Netta Brewis. Well done to those guys. Footy clubs don't run without sponsors. So a few of our major sponsors, please. Brian and Kathleen Hocking from Smartline. Wally and Gigi from Storax. Doug Hart from Hart Metals. Wayne and Andrea Bouchard from Corinthian Doors. Brendan and Laurie Burke from Men at Work. Wally and Carmen Glowacki from Lebret Jewellers. Darren Green and Lisa Wall from Green Roofing. Christine and Daryl Smith from Western Carpet Choice. I'd also like to welcome the friends and family of Michael Argus, who will be presented with his life membership here tonight. And to everyone else, welcome. All right, I wrote this down because I thought it might be difficult for me to just read off the top of my head, so please bear with me. I feel honoured tonight standing here addressing so many fantastic club people. Whether as players, coaches, supporters or helpers, you have helped shape our great club to what it is today. Your personal contribution, or someone you know, should not be taken lightly, as without your efforts we would be not standing here today. While this is the club's 50th anniversary bash, it's everyone's celebration. I encourage you to get around tonight and see as many people as possible, as it is more than just a once-in-a-lifetime event. The club prides itself on its family values. While Hawthorn might be the family club of the AFL, Sunshine is definitely the family club of the Western region. I always knew so many people were related to each other, but it wasn't until we actually started getting all the invitations out that I realised how bad it was. I mentioned, I'll drop that off on Sunday, I'll drop this off when I see them on Wednesday night. I had no idea that all these people were related. I knew a lot, but not that many. I suppose that's what defines our club. It makes people stick around. If you're not related by blood, you have definitely been or been involved in someone's wedding at the club, celebrated their special life milestones, been godparents to their children, or something like that. It's something we as a club are good at. No, we're great at it. Michelle always asks me, why in the hell do you love the place so much? Of course, it's always not in a nice way when I'm coming home 3.5 hours or 5 hours after I'm supposed to, or even days. I often find it hard to explain to her. How do you say it's home when you don't actually sleep there all the time? But I always go back to the sitcom from Cheers and the actual song. It sticks to me. Sometimes you want to know, sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came. And I suppose that's what it's all about. No matter when you go there, you know someone and there's always someone willing to have a chat with you. I hope that in 10, 15, 20 years, I can walk into the club and there'll be Coxie and Rat standing on their podium and you can have a chat with them. So, for those of us that were players, we had the ultimate honour. We could wear the club colours in battle on the footy field. This is what the people come to see. It's what they want to be involved with, and sometimes it's what we're measured on. Some did it better than others, but no matter how good you were, you couldn't have done it without your teammates. As a junior footballer, I would love it when the neighbourhood... As a junior footballer, I would love it when my neighbourhood and club great Pete Evans would say, I'm heading down to the club. Do you kids want to come? I would stand in the rooms or do the scoreboard and just watch the club greats go around. I'm too scared to mention who they are because I'm sure I'll leave someone out and they'll get offended. I then had the pleasure of being coached by the likes of Boo, Spud and Scratcher, who unbeknown to them taught us more about the club values than they did about playing, about helping your mates out and helping out the club. Then before I knew it, I was playing with the players I had watched and the cycle continued. And before I knew it, I'm standing here tonight addressing club legends, lifelong friends and our football family, the Sunshine and Sunshine YCW Football Club. The 50th anniversary organising committee have been working hard since November 2008 to make this tonight a success. We all hope that you enjoy the night and everything meets your expectations. We did not deliberately want to spend hours and hours on speeches, and we wanted to emphasise on the night to be a time for people to catch up with each other and cross different eras, learning about a bit how the club was, what it is right now, and what it will be in the future.
I suppose I'm quite honoured and privileged to be standing here tonight as one of the guys who wasn't, anyone who watched me play would understand I wasn't one of the greats of the club when it came to pulling on the jumper. Struck down in the prime of my career with a severe lack of ability. Wasn't something that I'm proud of, but what I think I'd like to talk about is the way that I think that the club embraces everybody within that, whether you're a good player, an average player, whether, you know, especially from the female side of the fence, where we have tireless workers who sit there and work for, you know, days and never get the plaudits and the pats on the back and those types of things. So I just put something down about how I feel about the club, and I hope that everybody else has their own sentiments. May not be exactly the same as mine, but I think that, you know, this encapsulates what I think about Sunshine YCW / Sunshine Football Club. It's an emblem of the team we love, the team that's for me and for you. As we look around the room tonight, we all know it's very true. Some people are there week in, week out. For some, life has meant they've had to move on. But with blue and gold coursing through their veins, they're never really gone. It was never about the club rooms, whether tin shed or made of brick. The spirit and friendship around the place, that's what make people stick. Monsignor Walsh founded the club, somewhere to relax and play, but his values of mateship and family live on to this very day. 50 years is a lifetime for some, for others, the wink of an eye. It's amazing when you sit and reflect how quickly time has gone by. And now the club is celebrating a golden sum of years, which rightly belongs to all of us, paid with blood and sweat and tears. We started with a junior club in the winter of '59, but it didn't take us very long to see our members shine. We have produced some awesome talent, quick and skilled and classy, and no one can doubt our greatest came early, the champion David Darcy. The YCW Football Association was where we did compete, and soon after followed the senior teams, which made the club more complete. But I'm sure the big man upstairs walked around heaven shaking his head when he witnessed the acts of drunken swilling after games in the old tin shed. You'll hear from members from different eras, and the great players will get their due. But in the next few minutes, that's not what I intend to do. Without the tireless volunteers, the club would never be the same. Some who have given so much to the place have never played a game. From carting kids and cutting oranges to nights behind the bar, without people giving freely of the time, we would never have come so far. Another test of a footy club is what happens when someone stops playing. The fact we keep them around the place, that definitely goes without saying. I don't like to single people out, but I need to make a call. Of all the members I've ever met, Marge Laffin is the greatest of all. No one gets away from her, and I'd like to make a bet. She's probably paid for the club rooms herself. We owe her all a great debt. Then comes the executive and committee, putting in endless hours. Keeping our head above the water takes all their smarts and powers. Teams on the field, food and drink, whatever the members ask. They really deserve a pat in the back. It's a pretty thankless task. Coaching is a difficult task, but there's a name the old boys dread. He's the one that took us to the top, a man simply called Ned. The players had a fearful respect. You'd often hear them say, "He never made a second mistake after copping a Ned a spray." We truly are a family club, but some are bigger than others, and the behaviour of some of the kids make you feel sorry for their mothers. For years now, we've sat silently by, watching the players pick a wife, but when they marry into one of the families, we know we've got them for life. And so, with no further ado, let's get on with the show. As you look around the room, so many faces you will know. You'll run out of time to see them all. The night will go so quick. But the one thing will be guaranteed, in the morning we'll all feel sick. So let's all charge our glasses with whatever drink of choices. Take a great big mouthful to lubricate our voices. A proper way to start the night, with a tribute to the club we've loved so long, is to belt out a rendition of our very favourite song. It's a grand old flag, it's our fighting flag, it's the emblem of the and the it's the emblem of the team we love, the team of the grand and the we all swim through the red, the land and the blue, and sing
We're moving to a very important moment for a very important person involved in this club. And the amount of football clubs I'm involved with, I always say this, and I think it's probably one of the great truisms of football. There is no higher accolade you can get from your club or any organisation than to be given life membership. And that's what's about to be officially bestowed upon a very, very popular and, can I say, colourful person from your football club. In the role I play, you don't get to meet everybody who's involved in the football club when we come and do the broadcasts and do the events during the year, but there's some people who just you gravitate to, and this bloke's one of them. So he's going to be given his right whack shortly. But to give him his right whack and to speak on his behalf, please welcome another life member of this football club, Mr. Brian Hocking.
Now, before I start, I've got to declare a conflict of interest. Yes, I am Michael Argus' very good friend and best mate. But to be honest, that's a claim many of us in this room could put their hands up for, because that's the kind of guy Michael Argus is. He's the kind of guy that makes you feel special and makes you feel like you're his best mate. So I think we can all put our hands up for that one. So who is Michael Argus anyway? And why do we make him a life membership of this club? Let's have a look at his stats first off. Now Mick is a life player here. He played all his juniors here and all his senior football here. Played 236 games. Premiership wins in 97 and 92. Sorry, 1990, that's 1977 for those younger people over here. That was last decade. And 1982. Premiership captain in 1986 and 87. Coach of under 12s. In coach of under 12 premiership team, I should say. And best club man in 2008. Now Mick's been a committee man. He's been raising sponsorship. He does the raffle. He's a worker around the club. And it's fair to say that if Marge Laffin and Reg Hockey had a baby, it'd be Mick Argus. But Mick Argus is more than just a bunch of stats. Now he's a larrick. He can get away with anything, Mick, and we all know that. He's a clubman that always has the club at heart, and he has the people around the club at heart. And he's become part of the very fabric of this club and part of the culture and a big part of what makes this club a great club. Now Mick's always been a leader on and off the field. On the field he's always led by example, determination, endeavour. That's his bread and butter. As a premiership captain, I played under Mick in the 87 and 86 premiership years, and he's the kind of guy that demanded the best out of you. Whatever your abilities were, he demanded it, and he got it. Because of the respect we had for him. One of my favourite memories of Mick in his playing days is the 1982 Grand Final. Now, 1982 was a very good year for the club, and we had a lot of good players playing, and sadly, Michael, Barry Young weren't selected for the team, as it was on the day. As was myself, I was injured. So we decided to do the right thing, go out Friday night, take our sorrows out for a very, very deep swim, and as we did. So we had a few sherbets on the Friday night before the grand final, got home in the wee hours of the morning, and Michael and Barry actually received a call from the coach at the time to say there's been 2 guys pull out, you guys are in. Now, being a very early game as it was, because it was the reserves, there's no doubt that Uzo and Baz were a little bit under the weather, under the influence. Remarkably, played the best game of their whole lives. Michael Argus, best on ground, grand final, victory, captain. Not captain that way, but victory. Barry Young, second best on ground. The pre-game routine was something that both Mick and Barry decided not to tamper with over the years of football. Winning form's good form, and if you win a grand final going out getting pissed on Friday night, well, let's keep that up a bit. Off the field, Mick was always the instigator. He was the guy who'd organised the party. Again, he was the guy that put the acid on people and made sure they showed up. And a lot of good times were had at that football club because of Michael Argus in the social scene. He's always had the touch of larrikin about him, I suppose, and sometimes it's a fine line that you do tread. And he does acknowledge that for other people as well, but you know what? It's always the best interest of this place that Michael Argus is the man he is. Bit of fun, bit of character about himself, but there is a line you don't cross. Ladies and gentlemen, I've said enough. I'd like you all to be upstanding if you could, and please welcome the newest member of this club, the newest life member, Michael Argus.
You want one, don't you? Hey, you want one of these shirts, don't you? We're taking orders over on table 24. Thanks very much, Scratcher. You've been a top mate for a long time. Thanks very much for those beautiful words. Gretchen said the club's fantastic. I mean, that's bullshit. They tell you in 8 November that you're going to be a life member, so you're shitting yourself. Then they tell you that you're going to be in front of 400 people at the anniversary, so you're double shitting yourself. Fantastic club. Yeah, you're right. Sleepless nights, waking up, speeches in bed. It's not good for your health. It's not right. I've got a bowel disorder. It's not good. Not good at all. First off, I'd like to thank my family for coming. I've got brother-in-laws down there, sister-in-laws, nephews, nieces, mum, Tony. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks very much. I'd like to thank the invited guests too. Thanks very much. Fantastic. We've got Lenny Allen down there. He's Tom Hay for the Western Suburbs. Have a look at him, 80 years old. He's fit as hell. It's unbelievable. Tomsy, Radio Guru, brand new suit today. That's got to be clapped too, buddy. Cheers, buddy. Everyone's tells you something different. Take a breath. Have a red wine. You're going to be okay. They're full of crap. I'm shitting myself. It's not right. Not good.